Hey guys, it's Diana. I made it. I was sitting there lollygagging around. My dog had a little accident this morning. Seems he had a fish dinner my father gave him. My sister had like shampooed the whole room, clean up after me anyway. So, time got out of my hands. So, I've been busy, just making phone calls and texting everybody. I got my house. So now it's like the one lady called me back. They do a background check, which is a good thing because I would keep the park real safe it's in. So evidently I passed. Good thing. Unless I had another, I'm Sybil and I had another personality that goes around robbing banks or something. I don't know. I was like, okay. So that all passed. She congratulated me and bunch of stuff for me to do, but then it's like the number she gave me, I don't know, I gotta get another different number. The office number doesn't take messages, so stuff like that was going on. I had to call my insurance company this morning, make sure they had my new address, and the guy called about, you can get insurance on it, so I don't like, well, the company I have is okay. It was actually the guy that the company that sold me the insurance company was fine. All right, so anyways, it was because my dog upchucked. So we're not going to do a reading today. I'm just going to do that painting. Like I said, this painting is in storage, I hope, which is another whole subject. So this is the painting we're going to do. And there's really no template because I did it with a palette knife. I did this in a special class, I think, too. A group like a while ago, and I can't remember the name of the painting. This painting's like 3 years old, maybe. It was designed for this. So I'm going to start out. Originally, the background, I'm going to show you the colors. Put it right down here, show you the colors, and then I'm going to swing this over to the other. Hold on. Sorry, would make you dizzy. I'm going to swing this over to the other. My other lamp, so you get a big view, because it's a big canvas. It's a 16 by 20 stretch canvas, which is what I think it looks the best on. Let me turn this around. Need to turn this around. Okay, why isn't... Alright, there you go. I think they moved the... Oh, shoot. I think they moved a link or something here. There you go. I did it again. I keep hitting buttons and that's supposed to hit here. I don't like these lamp lights too much because they tend to, they're like a clamp, so when I'm trying to clamp it on, I'm hitting the screen by accident. You see that whole thing? Let me go over here and see if I got you on a computer. Should be able to see the whole. Let me refresh. Well, I thought we would hit 500 by now. We're pretty darn close. It says we need like 12 people. Now, like a week ago, I need 14. I got more than 2 cents in. I don't know how Facebook adds them up. I know there's a difference between followers and likes or something. So there you are. Can you see the whole canvas? Right? You can see the whole canvas. Most of it. I'm gonna have to just get everything shifted around here. Let's try it. Well, it's landing on this is landing on my head. Right, so that's the most, I think you got, that's a pretty good view, right? I think it needs to be higher, but I'm not messing with it. That's a pretty good view. All right, so here's the painting again. And what I did, the original painting, I know this, I've done this a few times. This color is actually a combination of nightshade, or night sky, Deco Art, black and white. But what I do, instead of buying it again, I mix either a true blue or anything that's a blue. They have a true blue with black and white. So I get the nightshade, I get the black, the blue, and the white. So I'll show you what I mean. And that's what I do first. I do the whole thing. And I also put in the shape of the pumpkin, which is just a big pumpkin. Make it as big as you can because you're going to cover that up with a lot of foliage. And most of the foliage, 99% of that foliage, is done with a pellet knife. Now you could use a plastic one like these. That's fine. I'll probably use my other one. You know, different ends, you know, it's like, you know, brushes give you different looks. So there's the blue and the black. Now I got orange, Deco Arts orange. I have yellow ochre. I have another yellow, which is, you can use any kind of like off yellow, like sunrise gold. I didn't put gold in this one, but on the front of this pumpkin I did. I used a shiny metallic gold, a regular orange, and on this I used a combination of, there's like a sage, or what do you call that? I'll put them all together and put them in the post afterwards. Here it is. It's a eucalyptus green. It's kind of a lightish green, and I mix it with the white. Can you see? It's like, they call it eucalyptus, if you know what that looks like. It's green, but it has a kind of a mellow blue base to it. Oh, black. And what else do I want the back? I want white. So I'm going to do the background first and put in the just the edges of the pumpkin. All right, some white. So most of this is, it's all Deco Art except for that one green. That one green, I just got that big bottle and using it up. It was Anita's from Hobby Lobby. It's called Kelly Green. But there's a couple dark greens from, I think one's Forest Green from Deco Art that'll work too. All right, so now I'm gonna take a square brush. Let's get a big one. Get one of my big ones out. Well, this one's a little crunchy. Sometimes you gotta make sure you get all of the stuff out. I think I've been throwing brushes away, so I got whole new sets, but I'm still using what I have because I want you guys to be able to use the same thing I'm using. So this is a big 1-inch brush. I'm gonna wet a little bit. Make sure this brush is moving. Oh. Oh, what happened over here? Oh, I went back to my, I was scheduling out posts. All right, so I'm gonna mix the blue, a little black. So you get like in some white, you get this like grayish blue right here. And I'm gonna start that in the middle. I'm gonna do it on a slant. You want your light to kind of be coming in the middle. So I got black, blue, and white on the lighter side. So I got a little more white in there. And that's kind of gonna be right here. Lighten it up a little bit. You want this to be the lightest part at an angle. The light's coming in this way on this painting. You can see this? So I'm using these three colors, but I'm keeping it, I keep adding white. I'm keeping it light right in this middle part. And I'm leaving it streaky. Then on the edges, as you come over, add more white to keep it light. And then as soon as you get to the side, mix that blue and black together. Mostly a lot of blue. And like come right in here and darken that edge up. Gives it a really nice look, like the, you know, it kind of sheds the light onto the pumpkin. And then same thing on the other side. You don't really want perfect strokes of this. You want it to be a little bit, it's kind of a impressionist type thing, so you want it to be a little bit crazy. You don't want it real perfect. This is not that kind of painting. This is kind of somewhere between a little higher end and, you know, like a fun painting. It's an easy painting, really. And the brush and all those flowers around this pumpkin does not have to be done with a palette knife. You can use your brushes. I'm going to use some brush on this. You know, not a lot, but I'm going to use some. A little more blue in here. You can also change this background up when you need to anyway, so A little more white in there. I'm gonna go right ahead with this dirty brush. I'll wipe it off a little bit. Add some white to it. Get it kind of on the light side. There's gonna be a little dirty, it's okay. I'm gonna kind of make the indication of my very large, almost to the end, about an inch pumpkin. It comes right down to the bottom, like this. Same thing, it's only like an inch left on the bottom. So you're gonna come in, you're gonna make a little dip, come almost to the end. Bring the sides way up. Whoop, a little too far over, that's okay. You can fill that in and bring it right down. See what we got here? Luckily, you can adjust this. Now I'm gonna go back around the sides and do that blue and the black again, the grayish, bluish, black, a little white. A little white. You want too dark over here. And I'm gonna go right back like this. Edge my pumpkin in. I don't think I did anything on the bottom, just on the sides. I left that just like that. So now you get the basics for your sides. So I'm gonna go through and kind of, whoops, mess around with these sides a little bit more, and there's color and a little more white in here. A little more black in here. Over. I'll put this painting right up in front of me so I can kind of see it. I'll blend this out a little bit more with some white. White's more on this side than anywhere. Make sure you add that blue, because the blue really gives it something, you know. Or if you've got night sky for deco art, it's almost this exact same color. It's like right in here. And I add a little white to it. Or I use it by itself. I just love it. Night sky from deco art. I didn't know they sold this at Hobby Lobby. For some reason, I didn't see it that day when I went. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work on the pumpkin. And I'm just gonna start out with just, I'm gonna rinse this brush out. I'm gonna take this white. I'm gonna start adding a little bit of green. I got this eucalyptus green, but just any green with some white. Not any kind of like lime or yellowy green. You want like just a regular green. And you only need like literally just like a speck. Lisa! He needs to turn that down. Dad, you gotta turn that down. Dad needs to turn that down. Dad! Dad, I'm doing a class. Dad! Is he sleeping? I'm doing a class. My dad can't hear. So I'm just adding that little bit of green. I'm just kind of blending it in with the white. I'm not using a lot. I'm just kind of following the shape. You're going to do layers, so there's got a dirty brush. Don't worry if there's a little black, because there's all different colors. And I'm just getting this in to start. A little bit of that light green. If you want, take that Kelly green, which is very similar. It's dark. Add some white to it. It's basically what I'm doing. It's not complicated. And you always follow the shape of your subject. So bring everything to the middle. Now you adjust your pumpkin the way you like it. It doesn't gotta be just like mine. And I'm gonna go down this with the peeling knife, so it's gonna look different when I get done, but I still wanna do this down. And you use like to make the like little, I don't know what you call bumps or furrows in the pumpkin. You're going to use this darker green. There's a little, I put a little blue in here too. So you got all these different colors. Bring this up a little bit. Add some white. Oh, I swear to God. I just lost the juice on my computer. I'm wait for it to recharge. All that work and I can't even use it. Alright, so as you can see, I kind of got a whole thing going on here. Now I take a little more of this green. This is where the heavier lines are going to be. Alright. And you're going to use some of that blue black that we made. A little white. We kind of put some lines in there too. Just so we know where those little lines are. We're going to change them with the palette knife here in a minute. And then you're going to make kind of a triangle right here. Like that, so I make a triangle. And then you're going to kind of just start the white, mostly white. And just kind of start your little thing right here. Alright, so now, let's get some palette knives out. I could just show you with mine. And right here. I moved everything around, people, so I had some issues here. And I put my palette knife on top here because I kept getting shifted around everywhere. Okay, let's see which one do I want. That was a good one. Oh, it's got a funny tip. Wait a minute. I want one with a pointy tip, which is a kind of a standard one, but this one's a little rounded, but that's good. Alright, so I am going to start, I'm just going to go right into the white like this, back and forth, and I am going to scrumble. They call it scrumbling. I'm going to scrumble. It breaks it up right down. Dion! Dion! You got to turn that down! God. He really can't hear. Is he in here? It's not, I don't really care. I'm used to it, but Facebook don't like it. He don't hear me. He can't hear me. I gave him my schedule. He don't follow the schedule. My sister's upstairs. So I'm just, you take your knife and you drag across the paint like this. And you're just doing the one side. Now if you do the whole bottom of that flat, that's fine, but you might cover up more than you want to. So just do the side, then rock it back and forth, and then push down. The more paint you put on, which I did here, and you flatten it right out, you're going to get more coverage. You just want to scrumble this. You want it to literally just be kind of scrumbled on. It's okay to see little lines. Now you can go through and, we call this sgraffito. You can go through and just kind of scrape out what you don't like while the paint is still wet, which is what I do. And you could add, just do the tip. You can add some at the top. And you're going to start picking up different colors too. I'm just doing the white mostly, and then I'm going to start picking up colors to work into this. Takes a little practice, but you just move your arm or move the canvas if you have to get it. It's, you know, it's just a different way of putting on paint. Just think of it that way. Don't get like all stressed out. I think this loosened, I tell people this loosened me up a lot. Doing this instead of trying to be all perfect with my oil paints. The acrylics I went to because I love flowers. Do a lot of flowers. I wanted brighter colors. I'm gonna mix green, a little bit of that black. Just kind of here, fix this line up a little bit. Yeah, so now, you know, after that thing, the thing went through the house, the car, I lost a lot of, well, I didn't lose stuff. It either got hosed down by the police department or the fire department, or, you know, there was asbestos on the one side, or it literally got hit. The whole floor, the whole ceiling's gone. So now there's less of it. Then they shut all my name off. I had just bought groceries and I had a whole freezer downstairs, standard freezer full of, you know, all the stuff I can freeze. So everything was in that room because we had just had the basement cleaned. There's like an extra room down there. It used to be my art room. And I had everything sorted. I said, just put everything in that room till I get down there. I go back through everything, right? Well, that's where it hit. So that's where all my stuff was. A good amount of it. And it was the front porch, so my snowblower was out there. I had a little pellet stove, so my pellet stove vacuum was out there. I mean, the list goes. The paintings from 40 years ago were out there. So when they get ready to redo that house, I'm selling it to a flipper. I'm going to see the day they tear that apart if I can go over there and see if there's anything if I want to salvage. So I'm just keep adding color to kind of separate this. Now this, you're doing this in layers. So if you're looking for this to be perfect right at first, no. All paintings go through an ugly stage. I'm just trying to make some depth right where I want those things to go. And I'm going to adjust this with my paintbrush. I really do need a pointy, hold on, let me tell my father to turn it down. You gotta turn this down. I can't even talk to my people. It's so loud, Dad. Do about half, whatever that is. Alright guys, so I'm looking for my pointy one. About that. That's it. That thing. That. Sorry. Hey. That stupid ring light. So, I'll put this back in my regular amount. My poor dad can't hear nothing. He's 86 years old. What are you going to say? He doesn't mean it. I'll be in my own house in a while. So, I need my pointy one. Find it. Wait, I found one. See, I only have a few palette knives, just a few, and that's just some. You know, some of them are dirty. All right, so pointy one. See how pointy that is? Now you can do like a really little lines with it. I turn this around. Painting Relaxations is a cute name. What's your name? What's the name? What's your name? Sometimes I like to know who's on my page. If you're a business, you know what I mean? I'm not sure who's on here. Sometimes I get different people on my laptop. that I get on my phone all the time now. So I see this other lady, Jamie, because I'm in her groups, and same problem. Well, this is very cool, but we're gonna start whenever you do a painting, you always want to have warm and cools. So I'm gonna kind of adjust some of this with a small brush. I just bought some new Arteza brushes. I love these darn things. This is a pointy brush. This is number 8 round. And I'm just gonna, while the paint's, because you put palette knife paint on wet. So while this is still wet, I'm gonna adjust this. Palette knife paintings are not all done with just, I do many without any type of brush, but as a rule, most of them just to adjust, because you work at odd angles when you use a palette knife. So I'm just looking to, just where I think it might need a little something. I'm just gonna do a little bit. I'm still gonna do some palette knives, painting, palette knives, all of it. So little adjustments here and there. This one's a little funny. Sometimes it's better to work kind of easily, but when you're working with a palette knife, there's a lot of artists will not do it on stretch canvas. And I tend to beat the crap out of stuff myself. They do it only on wood. The reason for that is well, some of them, like that pointy one, are kind of sharp. And I'm pretty heavy-handed. Now I want a little warmth here, so I'm gonna put some of this yellow ochre on my palette. What else do I got in here? Yeah, that should be good. It's like a peanut butter kind of color. I use it in just about everything, give it an antique look. Ochre does a lot. Alright, so I add the ochre and some white. I'm just going to get this started. I'm doing upstroke with a round brush. Well, I'm trying to find my picture here. Leave some of that dark area out because we're going to make that dark. And then I'm just going to start working on, when you're trying to make this look like a twist, you want to have darks and lights. So I get the darken first here. Well, I start out with the light a little bit. And then I can bring in some white. Kind of come up around the sides of it, and that'll look more twisted. Yeah, my dog and my father are deaf. It's like Tom and Jerry around here some days. And I'm going to take that black and the blue again, kind of just mix a little bit. I just want to put a dark line in here. Just make sure that line's a little dark, just kind of break it up. A little more black, I think. Just a little bit in here too. This is going to get lighter too. I'm going to go over this a couple times. It's always dark to light when you're working paintings, acrylic and oil. See, I'm just kind of pick somewhere I think it might need it, and I'm still going to go over this a couple times. All right. You're building up your layers, guys. All right. A little bit of this gold or the ochre is going to go in here too. Let me see if I got any juice yet. I got unplugged. My sister knocked everything around shampooing, and yeah, it's coming back on. I'm just keep layering and layering and layering. Yes, takes a lot of paint. Now normally, I didn't with this one, but if you want a really thick look, I use a medium. It's a gel gloss medium, and that's what it's for. But I use it on the other paints, which are already thick. I use a certain heavy body and a regular, and depending on what I'm doing, if I'm on a really thick, like this one, you don't see a lot of texture. Some of mine, or if you know anything about that type of painting, you know that one of the big things is they like to have the impasto look, you know, really thick, chunky texture, and you get that when I add that. Get it? It's right here. I can put a bit on my palette. It gives you this nice texture. Now, with a really big painting, I would put this on a piece of glass, and I would mix each section, but this stuff dries. It gives it a nice drying time to it. It'll dry fast, but it dries like a rock. So you want to start using it as soon as you can. You just mix it whatever you're using, and it'll make like this amazing you'll see like little bits and pieces standing up when you're working. But something like this, it looks a little soupy. It's because there's no texture. This is craft paint. It's not what it's meant for. But it's okay. You can still get a pretty decent look out of it. But palette knives work better if you have a little thickness to it, a thicker paint. So if you find that you can't get to do what other artists are doing, chances are it's because they have a thickener or they're using a thicker paint. I use these all the time, but if I'm doing this paint, I use my thickener most of the time. But this is not a real textural painting. This is more smoother, so I can get away with using the brush and stuff too. And a lot of these edges too, guys, are going to get covered up with the flowers too. So, like I said, you don't want a real perfect look. So don't be like worrying that every little hair lace, every little hair lace has got to be where it's supposed to be. It doesn't have to be. You want all those lines and textures and bits and pieces. That's what makes it really awesome. Even up in here, I want to kind of mess it up a little bit. It's a little too perfect. Let's see. Just see if I can get a spake up over here by the juice. I can't wait to get my own little. Trying to figure out how I'm going to do my little studio at my new house. I thought I had it in there. There we go, I got it. Now let's see if we can get it up to Facebook. So just keep working on making it look real textural. If you don't have any, you could use a tad of gesso, but that'll work better in the lighter colors because it's too dark. If you use a light, most of them are, gesso is mostly white. So if you use it like in the dark colors, it'll lighten it up. There is colored gessos, I guess. You gotta order them. Certain companies have them. Something you don't see all the time at the art supply. We got a high-end one here, but I don't go there that much. But sometimes they're better than like the Michaels and all that. But I did notice that a lot of your better brands, like I get the golden, and they're carrying like a liquid color too. So I find that fascinating because they're using them for a lot of things like pours. You know, pouring and stuff is a big thing now. I'm just kind of doing a little adjusting again. I'm going to kind of keep this on the dark side over here because we're going to be putting some flowers right in here. Just a round brush, kind of mess around with it a little bit. I'm not sure how even I got everything, so I'm going to kind of prop this up for a minute and take a look. Yeah, that's pretty even. It's chunky, it's monkey, it's chunky, it's supposed to be, that's okay. And let's just put a little more white in here too. It needs to be a little rounded here. Not so square. Thicken this up right here. Want to keep that knots going. He just turned it back up again. I think between not hearing and forgetting, the man's losing his mind. 86, guys. I don't know how long I'm going to live. Guess who I look like? If I start yelling, you'll know. Just like her father. Alright, so I usually do a reading. Everything is discombobulated. The book I'm reading out of, I don't even know where it is right now. But we did a reading every week, so we'll catch, because this painting's going to take a while. I'll get paint on me. So we'll catch up on our reading next week. And as you know, we're doing, we're exchanging cards. I'm hoping I get some today. And I'm debating, we're talking about keeping the chat group. If you're interested in trading cards, you just go hashtag trade cards right now. And someone will, if they want to, will trade with you. Or you can trade, if you see somebody say that, ask them if you can trade. Everybody I did that because I was looking to send out Happy Mail. So the 15 that signed up with me, they're trading. So I started chat group, trade cards, as you'll see in the chat group. Which I think might be over in files, or it might pop up in the featured area, or up in that area. And you can trade cards with them, but you can't be in the contest. The first 15 will be. And I'm thinking about doing something every month. I have, like, we could do paint samples, we could do cards, you know, like playing cards. I got a lot of other ideas too. So if I'm going to keep the chat group, I don't want anybody to feel excluded. So everybody should be able to trade cards, but this was just something that we started. So I'm going to pull those names at the end of the month. And I'm almost to 500. I started about 2 months ago in August. When I get my group up to 500. It's almost there. When it hits 500, you're going to get a notification, and we're going to have a little party. I'm going to be giving out some Happy Mail and some gift cards. So be looking out for that. And anybody that rewatches today, I know a lot of you rewatch your work and stuff, so just make sure you tell me you watched. Rewatch. And like I said, anybody who thinks they want to trade cards with anybody in this group, either go to the trade cards area in the chat, or just put down hashtag trade cards, and they'll know. Alright, so let's get back to the flowers. Let me just see if I get anybody else up on here. Facebook. What else do we have? So that's pretty much the things going on right now. Just so we're going to hit 500 and have a party. And that we're trading cards. And I got a lot of projects I want to do over the next few weeks. But I'm not sure in what order. You know, we got a fall challenge. Every month I have a challenge. And this one was a bunch of fall stuff. It's up in the featured area, which is up on the top, and you'll see what the stuff is you got to do. And I haven't put the October calendar out yet, but more than likely it'll be pumpkins or Halloween stuff. I haven't made it yet for the whole month. We got some people already doing the flowers. They're posting their stuff, so they will So they will be winning Happy Mail. I announce it at the end of the month, right about when the calendar comes out. I usually try to get it in before the first, but usually right around the first or second. All right, so where's my camera? Oh, that's right, I didn't get the other camera. We're gonna put this one in. Go that way. All right, so I'm gonna go back to the other. Sorry, I'm making everybody sick. I'm gonna go back to because I can't really see this painting. That's the problem with doing the big ones. I need a bigger room. I need more room doing these bigger paintings. That's pretty good. It's a little sideways. This way. That way. Just got my stuff all over. So I've got an orange I'm going to use. Need some more white on my palette. So that's basically the pumpkin. A little wonky today. Now I'm going to get some orange. These big ones don't like come out. They don't come out, just give them a whack. Yeah, I'm thinking about maybe having two areas. See, at my other house, I just did my dining room. I had a huge house, huge, till that car went through it, destroyed it. And I had two sides. I had a big dining room table, and one side I made videos and did, paintings on my easel, and So then I got this deep burgundy for the flowers, and I got yellow ochre, the orange, a little gold, metallic gold. And I got that sunrise gold, which is like an orangey yellow. These are all deco art. I mean, you don't have to use these paints. You can use whatever you want. Now I still got some of that thickener. Like I said, they're made for I use, what do I use? I use Arteza, but mostly I use, I can't even think. I use Golden, but I use the Heavy Body Liquitex. Oh, I couldn't think. Let me pull this up. So now you can vary what sizes you use in your palette knives. But like I said, to give it that painterly look, they call it, you could still use these. I'll use them, just... The plastic ones do come in a pointy and a rounded look. You see this? Yeah. Okay. I couldn't see because my computer was off. Alright, so I'm just going to start going through and picking up my colors. So we make this red a little thicker. Mix it up. You don't have to if you don't want to. And I'll just kind of lay it down just like you would a brush. Okay, mix up a little more. Start laying in these little things. Like flowers, I guess. Wherever you see them. Any other picture, I'm following the picture over here. I got it right here. Be nice and thick. Lay it down pretty good. And then I got stuff all over. I got mostly gold and yellow, looks like. So I'm going to take this yellow. Both yellows. Mix a little bit together. And a little bit of that thickener. Mix it together because there's a lot of yellow flowers everywhere. You just kind of get a little crazy, kind of come in here and start putting in some flowers. Mostly you're using the end of your palette knife. In a way, these plastic ones are good because when I look for a palette knife, I want a lot of bending. So I'm using the tip mostly, and I need for that to bend for me. See what I mean? It like bends. You want it to bend. And like this one doesn't bend a little bit, not so good, but my pointy ones have a nice bend. That's what you want when you're pushing down and you're working. And you can get them at Michael's. I got a couple. There's my one brand actually. There's one kind that I love, which is that pointy one. It's just the Artist Loft. And then there's I'll take both these yellows, a little gold, and I kind of made some little like this. Just put it right on your side. And kind of come in and start making, do different colors. Put some orange in. Pick up your gold or your white, whatever you want to do. A little red. Kind of give that some color and texture here. I'm going to lay down some red again. Make like little bushes. Use your imagination. Is anybody on here? Let's see what else. Little dots right here. I got some white in there. So I tend to, when I'm working with one, like I just did the whole pumpkin, and I'll kind of stick to the same colors as I move around the canvas. There's a lot of green too, but I'm just going to work on some of the flowers here, which I just took the orange and yellow with this. And I'm going to make, they're almost like black-eyed Susans, kind of. I just make these little random circles. I'll pick up a couple oranges and maybe some white. I got white right here next to it, so that's why I keep picking it up. Just kind of make these. I'm doing like the big stuff that's in the picture, and then I'll come back and I'll fill in between. I usually do that when I'm doing, like when I do my, like a picture of flowers. I'll do like the big things first, so I can kind of like, you know, composition, arrange my room, I call it. And then I can fill in as I come down the canvas or whatever I'm doing. So there's a couple right down in here. This kind of helps me. When I do my classes in my membership, you know, I'm helping them, showing little tricks that I do that I learned from other artists from where, God knows where. And there's certain things you can do when you want to follow something. This is one. If you're trying to follow something, is to get the big things in first, then you start filling it in. But even if I'm like doing a building and I know I need the building to come to here, I'll just pull a dot right to there. So when I build it up, I say, okay, that's where I need to be. So I ain't got to keep running back and forth and looking, you know. A little bit here too. All right, let's see. We got one big one here. Let me put an extra one here too. So you really got to keep it off the other side. And try not to go too far down on the brush, because what happens is this is getting sticky and tough right there. They dry out so fast. So then you use a lot of paint on something on the next part, whatever you're doing, and it wets it up. So you get, maybe you're doing green, all of a sudden you got orange and yellow where you didn't want it. So that's why you're supposed to keep wiping your brush off or your palette knife as you go. Alright, so now there's like a wheat color, so I'm going to do the yellow ochre and that gold. And I'm going to come right up here. I didn't do as much gold in this other painting, but I'm doing gold today. And I'm going to come right in here. And these are going to have like little, almost like wheat. They're going to have little buds on the end, so I'm going to do a bunch of these. Gold, yellow, orange, whatever you got over here. I'm going to bring it right down. There's a few over in here too. Let's bring that over. So I'll mix that white with that yellow ochre again and get like this muted buds up here. And put a few buds in there. There's some little ones down here. Just do the yellow. A little bit more than the other one, but that's okay. It gotta be exactly the same. Not necessary. Absolutely not necessary. Alright. I got some like petal, orange yellowy petals up in here too. I kind of picked up some of this paint when I laid that down, so we're gonna have to go over that. So this is a good way to practice doing your brushes anyways, or your palette knives. Just practice, just like anything else. That's all it is. Get a lot of oranges in there. There's a big like orangey flower right here too. See how that's soupy? Whereas if I mix it with this stuff, it won't be as soupy. I can't stand up a little bit. A little red in it too. I'm going to move that around when it's wet. Alright, I'm going to start putting in some green. Let me just monkey around this corner. Just some more, whatever that funky flower is. Let's get some of the thickener. Orange and yellow. There's like that thing right here too. More yellow in it. Yellow's kind of transparent, so you have to kind of go over that a couple times. That's okay. It's the nature of the beast. Now I'm going to start working in the green. I'm going to do the rounded tip. I'm going to take that green little thickener. I need like darker green too. I think I do need that other green. Need more of a emerald green in this area, a little darker green. This is Kelly green, but it's kind of nice dark. You know, they call it hunter or forest green. Nice and dark. That's what I need. I need a darker one right here. Right there. See, I have a car hit my house, so I had to buy a new house. Well, I bought like a mobile thing. And this painting is in the house. It should be. The one area that got hit, it might not be in the house, because that's where I kept on my paint party. This was invented for paint party. I had my, this is originally kind of like in between, so it might have been in a bucket. That day, as a matter of fact, I was packing up. My sister got me like a bunch of Costco, and I was going to store a lot of paintings that I was going to sell, or they're going to be inherited, the better ones. At least I hope they're good enough to be inherited. And I was just standing there doing that, packing them all and cleaning my art room out. And it hit the house, the car did, middle of the day. My granddaughter was home. She was sleeping in her room. It's pretty scary, guys. Pretty scary. So that's where you hear me say this is in storage, and that's actually real. So, and it's been since April, and they rushed me through everything because the house had, the gas, they shut the gas off, you worry about people who live in the city, people robbing you, I mean, you really got to secure the premises, so they put a lockbox in the house, and the cops had us out of there so they figured out what was going on. I had a car in my house, and there was hosing everything down and making it wet, and there was so much going on. I don't remember half of what happened. I mean, I do, but I don't. So, anyways, I have to go through all this stuff and figure out what's what. So I'm thinking, okay, when I get there, I'm going to have this and that. Well, then I thought about, like, all my oil paints. Oil paints will literally last generations. There's some oil paint, it lasts forever. Well, it's probably all gone, because they said to me, I don't know why I didn't think of it, they said to me, we can't take any liquids. So I was thinking of all the products underneath the sink and in the bathroom. Then it dawned on me that whole cabinet is one of the first things. They kept walking me in saying, you want this, you want that, so you can't have this, you can't have that. I had a brand new refrigerator. It was, I had 3 days. I hadn't even made the, had I made the first payment? I don't remember. So, I got stuff in storage. I don't know what I got. Now, where the car went through was in front of her window. My granddaughter was sleeping. She was home from college. And there was a rack there, and I kept all the ones that were in rotation, you know, that I did every year. People, certain paintings people love. So those were the ones that, you know, were in rotation. And then I had another bucket of ones I sold. I sold it at this place. I'm going to sell again. I'm just set up an Etsy shop, and I still haven't gotten back to it. And I'm going to bother because I ain't got the paintings in hand. So, crazy, right? Just too much going on. Finding another place was a joke. I went looking for houses, and I had planned on downsizing. I don't want a big house. That house was too much for me. So that was another whole issue. And then everything was too big. And if you guys have been watching the news, this is a good time to sell. I would go to bid on a house, and it would be hours. One was 15 hours. It was basically, they had to close the bid. There was so many bids on it. And these are little houses. A lot of baby boomers are looking for houses. So they were the first ones to go. And in my price bracket, they all needed a lot of work. I mean, you got to go $500,000 in New York State if you want one that's brand new. And not everybody takes real good care of their stuff. A lot of them were sold as is, and they were a mess. And I have no husband. So what am I going to do with all that? So now you can see I got a little white up here. So it's a lot more than you would think, but. So anyways, making a long story short, here I am. So I lived in a mobile home, and they're nothing like what I remember as a mobile home. And I've had friends that had them, and they're like a home. I was looking at modular homes. The prices aren't bad on them, but same thing. I don't want nothing big. And the realtor was fine, but it was just like, she couldn't help me because, you know, I'm too old for a lot of the bigger houses, and a lot of them need a lot of work, and I have no husband. I don't want to do that. We did all our years of fixing stuff up and doing the yard and putting fencing in, and I put a pool in twice by myself. I'm too old. So, you know, that was an issue. So when I said, oh man, you know, I always wanted another one of those. So I went and looked. Oh my God. I knew I was going to buy something because I went everywhere on Island that you could look, and I got a referral. I found this little place that I wanted to move to, and I was so happy. Oh my God, I'm so happy. You have no idea. So she thought I was making it like this. I said, no, this is not a last minute decision. This is what I want to do. I have already thought all this through. It's not gigundous, but it's cute. And I have to get rid of stuff. I've been trying to get rid of stuff. I knew my husband was dying. I started right before that, getting rid of stuff. Right around that time. Right after COVID. See, so I'm just adding colors. It kind of makes sure everything kind of balances a little bit. Get up there. So that was been quite the project, and I'm not done. I got to get house insurance. The other one we're still waiting for the lawyer. I'm in the process of getting that sold. That's another whole story right there. And then it's a lot. I mean, it's like they say it's getting it's almost the same as someone dying or getting married or getting divorced. I said, man, it is. It's a lot of work. So it took me a while to get to this point. So now we're trying to get the storage place. Is not a regular. It's a catastrophe place storage. So I don't know how they do it, but you know they wrap everything up. They clean everything because they found asbestos and this and that. I was like, oh come on. So, anyways, now we gotta figure out how to get in there. They're gonna tell us what to do and try to get stuff out we don't want, and you know, we'll get a little yellow in there, but that's okay. Yellow's okay. One more. I put a little gold up here. I'm gonna just kind of rub a little gold down here, a little gold in here. So I think you can see where I'm going with this. once I get the pumpkin in the background in. You're just adding a lot of different flowers. Make pretend flowers. In your head, make pretend flowers. You're creating whatever you want. There's a little white over here I did. You could do a few flowers right here. Yes, I'm putting some in with my brush. That's okay. It's your painting. You do what you want. Now there is a big leaf right here. I just noticed it. I forgot all about it. And I'm going to kind of give that a lot of white too. So it's been crazy around here. At least in my head, it's been, I don't know what anybody else is doing, but my head's been crazy. And I'm still, you know, my husband died a year and a half ago, so I'm a little, I just read this article about, it wasn't about really about depression, it's about where you at in your life, and it was talking about how, you know, you do give yourself grace because, you know, you think everything's going good, and when you come out of something, it turns out that you're not so good. And I wasn't so good anyways when that happened, because it'll be 2 years in November. This was 6 months ago, so he was dead just over a year. So, and that was awful. We were together 26 years, so some people probably wouldn't matter, but to me, you know, we were together a long time, and we were best friends. We kind of grew up together. We were both young. All right, so let me see what else you want to do here. Maybe put a few, I like those little ones like this, so let's put a few of them right here too. I think there's a couple right here too. Since we were babies. One here, there's a couple here, a couple here. Just kind of make sure everything kind of balances. A darker green, there's a darker green, there's a little black to that green. Right in here. So it's just been crazy. I'm having some health issues. I'm going to need surgery. So nothing bad, but it's got to be done. So it all like came at once, you know. Crazy. So it's like, it was like I could have done a lot of other things, but I didn't want to. I'm going to have to downsize, so I'm excited about that. I'm going to have to get new stuff. I'm thrilled about that because, you know, I don't know about you, but I'm a girl's girl. I like to do a little shopping and have some lunch just like the rest of us. So that's what me and my daughters are all making plans already. What I'm going to need. It came with a lot of stuff though. Even the curtains, which I don't think I'll keep, but they're up, I'll use them. You know, the blinds, which is a big thing, because blinds are ridiculous. And I do have curtains, but you know, nothing's going to fit, of course. And what else? Refrigerator, I told you, the refrigerator and my freezer, they shut the dynamo right off because the car was like running and they hit all the gas lines and the meter was hanging off the building. And the electrical box, the whole thing was like out of the building and knocked all the foundation out. So no refrigerator. I don't know, bunch of stuff. So stove, refrigerator, dishwasher, the whole 9 yards with it. So I'm thrilled. I do have a washer and dryer, but I'm thinking my daughter's is too old. I'm getting a new one. So okay. But I don't need nothing big, so I was thinking about buying one of those stackable deals, but the big ones will fit. Oh, you know, things like that. And then the kitchen is smaller, so I feel like I need counter space, so I think I might get one of those little movable islands, you know, just things like that. Just, you know, you don't want to spend a lot, though. I don't want to spend a bunch of money. It's all expensive. And the bedrooms both have carpeting, which my house had the, you know, like, it's just a movable, you know, indoor, outdoor, so I don't know if I want to take them out, or I don't want to buy a bunch of, you know, my vacuum cleaner's old that I had. I don't know what I'm going to do, so I don't know. There's just a lot of that kind of stuff now. And it's funny because I did buy some new curtains. They're still in the packages. I think they might fit a couple of the rooms, but I'm not one for curtains so much. To me, it's just like one more thing. Ooh, one more thing to wash, you know. slapping this all up today. I just don't want to have any more work than I need to do. I just want to paint, eat, and play with my puppy. That's what I want to do. That's all I want to do, guys. That's what I want to do. I need more white. See, so now I'm just filling it in as I go here. I got these cheap paper plates. Are horrible. They get wet and they flop all over. I want to get my palettes back out, but they're not here either. So they're not here. So you really kind of just gotta keep this on the streaky side. Let me go up here and fix this. I got it all wet. And now I gotta learn that area. I don't know the area real good. It's just outside Baldwinsville. And I don't know the area real good. I went down and found the grocery store. And there's like a mailbox for everybody that's a building. So I gotta kind of learn the area. A little farther away from my doctor's, which I don't like that. And I go to this place called Community. It's on a hill on a hill on a hill on a hill. That's where my office had been in for 27 years, used to be downtown. It moved, and I keep saying I'm going to move because I hate where it is, you know. I like my new doctor. I got a new doctor, but I don't like where it is, so I don't know what I'm going to do about that yet. If anything, I need to get surgery, so I ain't got a choice right now. I think this should be bigger, but it's okay. I feel like these flowers right here should be a little bit bigger. Really hard to do this and talk, guys, so I usually at the end of a class what I do is I go back and sing whatever I don't like or redo things, and then I come back and I take a picture and post it, because really you can't, it's hard to do this, talk and show you stuff and have it look kind of decent. A little more green. I need more green too. Right in here. And this is like gold, but it's got a little red in the middle. These flowers do right here. So I'm just kind of start doing that. But don't worry about these being perfect. The idea is to have them perfectly imperfect, if that makes any sense. I'm going to kind of fix up the shape of a few of these. Fix up the shape. Now you guys see me whipping through this stuff. I don't know what you like and what you don't like. But remember one thing. I've been painting for over 40 years. Anybody who knows me knows I painted. Well, a lot of people didn't know I painted, or they didn't know I did a lot of it, because there's a lot of paintings, or there was, well, there's still quite a few. And I've sold everything from South Carolina right up to here. I have paintings all over the place. So I've been painting a long time. So when you see me whipping through something and just kind of, it ends up looking good, but you're thinking, oh, that's not going to look good, it ends up looking good. Well, guys, you know, and it isn't like I sat down and did it every day. There was breaks in between. I had children, I had a life. But I did crafts, I did hair for a long time. Did hair 40 years. And it's very artistic. You got to pan the paint with the balayage stuff. So, and I learned a lot about color from doing hair. Believe it or not. It makes sense. It's the same color chart. Color is color no matter how you use it. If you use it in clothing or if you use it in whatever. It's color. Ceramics, whatever. So don't try to just listen and keep watching your artists as they work, and you'll pick it up. You'll pick up bits and pieces that will work for you. I had things that people do that I love the way they do it, but I do everything I can. But then there's things I do they can't do. So that's how you gotta look at painting. You can't like, you just pick up the pieces and keep working on it. That's why those little books, I have a ton of those books. Your multimedia books come in so handy because you can go back and just see what you did. You can take notes. You can take a pencil, start designing out stuff. You can do paintings or just like a shoe or a hat or, you know, something where you can learn one thing at a time. You know. So it's different for everybody. Everybody's road's a little different, you know. Everybody's different. A little yellow in here too. So you do what works for you, you know. But you know, you can learn this stuff. I learn a lot by watching. I still love watching people do haircuts. It's the funniest thing. Sister's like, what are you doing? I'm watching somebody do a haircut. I still love watching people. I love doing haircuts. Haircuts and colors. Even before it was in style, I loved it. I actually had to get help to learn to do perms. I had curly hair, which makes no sense. You think I know how to work with it. But permanent, and that was the style. When I started doing hair, everybody had those darn 80s perms, you know. And I had to go get help. I took a 3-week course in Atlanta and paid a lot of money back then. And I got real good at it, but I had to practice. Yeah, and other people struggled with the hair color. I didn't struggle. They were all struggling. I just understood it. I don't know why. Maybe because I was artistic. I don't know. I didn't start painting until later. I don't know. Weird, right? So you never know. You can be, like I said, some people are better at other stuff. And say artists that he was good right from the get-go. Well, you know, they might be good at one thing, but they try doing something else, they might not be. And if you get into art and you're really loving it, you might find out you're good at maybe watercolors or abstracts or better at ceramics or, you know, everybody's different. Or and sometimes it's just that you like it. And you have more passion for it, so you're more interested and you're going to learn more stuff. So everybody has their things. And I find it very therapeutic. Even when you suck at it, they've proven that doing art is, and it is. This has kept me going the last year here. I mean, there was times I was pretty deep down in that hole. Let me tell you something. I was not a happy camper. Yeah. Nah, it helped me so much. It like distracts your mind. It's not like reading a book. I have just started reading again recently. I was a big reader, but when you're depressed, you can't read. You can't write a check. It's terrible. And you also don't realize you're depressed, which I didn't know that. You think you're depressed? No, that means you probably are. I didn't know that, so I was definitely depressed. It wasn't like anything bad, but yeah. But, you know, that comes with age, so, you know, things happen. Your parents die, your kids move out, your husband dies, car goes through your house. Hard to keep a smile on your face, people. It is. So it's kind of over, and I'm doing my painting thing, and I'm okay. Looking forward to seeing my grandkids come over, and they come over, and they were over here for, it was our, I don't know how many years, 40 or too many. And they were over here, had a little picnic for us. Well, he wasn't here, but they had a little picnic for us, and yeah, it was a good day. We had fun. I think my other grandchild's going to be up from New York. My daughter is a writer, poet there. And her husband was an actor, but he does film. works through. I forget. There's a name for it. Topography. I always say it wrong. I can't speak. He'll be up. He's a nice guy. And Mike, I see the other one. She's a farmer's wife and nurse, and so I got them. You know, I got my kids. My sister's good to me. My sister, they got a big family. My brother just bought a big old restaurant, so I gotta figure out when I can go out there and eat. I hope they comp us. But yes, I'm gonna go check out his new restaurant. So, you know, things to do, people to see. Life goes on, right? Let's see. Brand new restaurant. So happy for him. Okay. I need a liner brush. I want to do some like little skinny lines. Right here, I want to. Just kind of some wispy lines here and there. I did, I think I need more like the palette knife lines. These are, it's looking alright, right? What do you guys think? It's looking alright. Sometimes, you know, I ain't got an easel here. When you're doing any kind of palette knife or any kind of work flat, once in a while, set it up, and take a look. Make sure it's, if you like it, make sure you like it. I see a couple things I want to fix. It's also good when your phone comes, the phone's awesome. Years ago I had to hang the painting on the wall. I gotta turn it down over here. And I figure out, I knew there was something wrong, but you can't always see it. I gotta take the echo out, when it echoes out. And you know there was something wrong, but you couldn't figure out what it was. But with that phone, as you're going through stages of painting, take a picture, stop for a while, feel, okay, I need to fill that in, fix that, keep working, go back again. And sometimes what happens, talk about overworking a painting, you end up like in the painting, 7 paintings back. So now I'm just going to put a little rough texture on this too right here. Yeah, so been a long haul. So happy to have my house, and I think I'm gonna be making some new friends. I got a senior center. Well, it's not on there, but right near there, we were talking about that, and you know, I'm gonna meet some new people. There's a lot of. It's a good size park, so it's an older park. There's all kinds of homes in there, and kids and older. There's a whole section over where I am. It's mostly older, so. That's kind of exciting, you know. And the park manager is my age, so we got along just fine right off the bat. And I think it's going to be okay. And I'm in with people and not off by myself, you know. So here, like, even when my dad's, you know, sleeps a lot, but he's up doing stuff. He's amazing. But I figure I'll be in with people my own age. Make some friends. I'm like kind of in the country, but in the city too. So, you know, I'm used to going to places that I go to all the time. So I'll be all right, you know. I don't want to learn a bunch of new stuff. Just my painting. That's it. That's all my brain capacity is for. Painting and painting alone, that's it. So I'm just filling around the edges here a little bit. So I'll put this up so you can see what I got done so far. I'm going to move it to the other easel. The other, which is another thing, I have big easels. I don't have them here. So I want to do something. There you go. So here it is. Light. Very similar. I am going to go and adjust everything. I think we're good though. I think we're good. Pretty similar. It's a big one. I'm thinking if my sister, I'm thinking of giving it to my sister. She's going to bring out her fall stuff. Let this dry. I'll finish it. If not, take it to my house. I'm thinking this might be a good wall hanger. I have a lot of choices when it comes to paintings. A lot of choices. So, when like I don't really need to buy anything as far as wall decor goes. In fact, I'm not going to have enough walls. So, I want to get my Etsy up and running, and I have some places I can sell my work. I was at this place called The Market on James, and then there's a new one that opened in the old train station here I'm interested in. And there's another place I had talked to a lady like 2 years ago, Johnny Appleseeds. So there's plenty of places around here to sell work, and I got plenty of work to sell. But I'd like to start an online, or even like maybe I have a website, but it's hard to change stuff back and forth on it. I need something easier that I can do because I had to pay that guy every time I did something. I don't want to do that. A lot of the girls do their own, so I know there's ways of doing it. I just haven't gotten back to it. So, all right, guys. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it wasn't too confusing because everything was a mess today. My stuff's all over. So next week we'll do another reading out of the Artist's Way. And remember to turn in your work from the challenge so I can give out prizes next week. The new calendar will be out. And I'll announce the winners from anybody that sends me the cards back. That's part of the program. You got to send the card back and post. Will win a prize. And just looking forward to when we get to 500. So you guys all have a great afternoon. And as always, I hope inspiration finds you no matter where you go. All right, guys, have a great afternoon. I'll see you later.